Ever tried doing a walking shot or a shot at a wedding where you're following the bridegroom and it looks like you're having a seizure in post-production? Here's why you need to invest in a gimbal. Hi guys, I'm Mateen from TENET Productions. I hope you guys are doing well and safe. So if you haven't already guys, make sure you subscribe and check out the previous videos I've done, which is a podcast, and also I've done a few explainers on why I do certain things. And again, I'm gonna keep posting more videos on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned. So today I have here with me the DJI RS2. Now this gimbal, I've had this gimbal now for like 2 years. What a beast. 2 years, and maybe possibly thinking about upgrading it, but the reason is not specifically for this gimbal, this model. It's explaining to you guys about why we should use gimbals as a content creator or a videographer. So reason number one is, with weddings, it is very, very fast paced. Investing in a gimbal is a must, because what you want in a wedding, especially for the Asian community, is a cinematic wedding, and in order for you to achieve that, you need to invest in a gimbal to achieve stability. Now if you have stability in a shot, then it will achieve the cinematic exposure. So if you're filming it freehand, it is great. Filming freehand is great, but that's depending on what sort of scene you want to create. So let's say the bride and groom are making their entrance. Now it would be a bad decision for you to film free-handed, which is why you film it on a gimbal and it looks cinematic and smooth. That way when they watch it, they can reminisce, and it will show them the movement of the entrance amazingly. And when you're filming a dance scene, or when you're filming something like, for example, the guests, or in a really tight environment, by all means use handheld, depending on what type of shot you want. Again, there are no right or wrong answers in videography. Depending on what situation you're in, that's what you're aiming for. So in a wedding, guys, it might sound a bit cheesy, but when you've got a gimbal and you're rocking up to a wedding, the client automatically knows that you are going to deliver. Again, instantly they think, okay, this guy's here for business, he's here to shoot. Whereas if you hold your camera there, they think you're a photographer. The amount of times people have come up to me and be like, okay, yo, this is an amazing piece of kit, what is it? And they're very intrigued on what the gear is, and they're asking me loads of questions. You look the part basically, as well as when you carry it and you film shots, when the clients see it, they'll be like, okay, yo, this guy is professional, and it is great for your brand as well. So the third point is mainly speed. So again, weddings are very, very fast paced. Like, look, you've got to go in there, get your shot, boom, and it's a one take. So if you're going to get the shot, you need to get it right. So maybe have that in mind, especially when you're doing the deco shots, especially when you're doing the opening scenes, the bridal prep. Make sure you're as smooth and as cinematic as possible. When you're capturing a shot, the last thing you want is a shaky shot, which then in post-production you'd have to use warp stabilizer, and then it'd just warp your whole clip, and a clip that you'll probably be deleting. And then when the client asks, where's that shot you took of my jewelry, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't capture it. Oh well, yes you did. And again, this is from experience, so try and avoid that at all costs, guys. So moving on to my next point, guys, is okay, so when I'm filming certain scenes, like for example speeches and also maybe a ceremony, I don't record at 50 frames, I record at 25 frames, because then I could sync the audio easily. And when I'm filming it freehand, I can't slow it down, so I have no room of error. When I have my gimbal on and I'm then filming the scene of the speeches and doing like a little nice pan of maybe the father of the bride, I can then get a really nice cinematic shot, and I don't need to maybe add a little warp stabilizer to it just to avoid a little shake, but then I don't need to slow it down. It can then be synced exactly with the clip, making it more cinematic, making it amazing. So we're coming up to the end of the video, guys, and I'm just going to give you 5 little common mistakes I see people with gimbals do. So for example, the first one is the most typical one, is they're not sure on how to hold the gimbal properly. So they hold the gimbal sometimes over here like this here. They don't hold it from the handle. Again, technique when holding a gimbal is everything. There's also a technique when walking, which is coming up to my second point, using the ninja walk, which you will see. The ninja walk is a way established of planting your feet onto the ground, so then you're not causing much movement when you're creating the scene, when you're doing the venue shot, when you're doing maybe real estate. But again, it's making a nice cinematic shot when you're pushing in or pulling out when using a gimbal. Then the third mistake is as well, guys, is not knowing what your settings are on the gimbal. So it comes back to doing your homework. So before you go to a wedding, before you do a gig, do your research on what modes you can do. Connect your phone over to the DJI app, balance your gimbal correctly. Once you've done that, guys, it will change your game and you'll be more confident in using a gimbal on a shoot rather than you going to a wedding, spending about half an hour adjusting your gimbal settings in order for them to be wrong, and then actually filming the wedding with an unbalanced and an unprepared gimbal. The final and most important mistake I see is mainly in amateurs and beginners, we've all been there, is fast pans. So like, you've got a gimbal, you can do some amazing pans, but I've seen people just do a fast pan like that, It's pointless, guys. Again, these are 5 common mistakes that I think people make with gimbals. And then coming on to my last point, guys, is should I upgrade to the RS4, which has come out like maybe 6 months ago. Again, DJI, I don't know what they have up their sleeves. They could possibly be releasing a new gimbal next year. Should I wait or should I buy the RS4? So if you like this video, guys, make sure you like it, subscribe, and share it out to a friend that is a videographer or a content creator that wants to level up their game. This is the reason why they should buy a gimbal. Thank you.